Okay, kids, we've had some schedule changes and we've had some adjustments we've had to make for the projects that are coming up. You had your project plan due tomorrow as originally scheduled, with Mrs. Losi needing to do presentations and the high school coming in on Monday. We've had to push that back a little bit. In fact, I'm not going to expect to see your design plan or design sketch on your project until Friday, and we'll spend the whole class period Friday working on projects, researching projects, and ultimately I'll check your design sketches while you're in class. But the question remains, what goes on my design plan? So it's going to be on a piece of paper like this, and this is your way of showing me that you have given some thought to your project and you have a rough idea of what you're going to do, so that you're not making it up the night before it's due in a couple weeks. So you'll start with a piece of paper, and at the top, you just need to put your Q3 project design, and then you need to put your name on it. I am just putting my name because this is an example. You do not need to put my name on your paper. You also need to include your topic. This is the person, era, place, whatever that you selected from topics 1 through 6 in the text. Let's say I'm doing the Battle of Trenton from the Revolutionary War in topic 4. Then the next question is, what are you making? Let's say I'm going to do a poster. Then on my paper here, I'm going to draw a poster. And then I'm going to put some things on it that I'm going to want to include for my project. Maybe the title, so that people know what they're looking at. I also may want some key military leaders on the U.S. side. So here's a picture of George Washington, or it will be a picture of George Washington. And I'm sure there were other significant American commanders as well. And then there were the Hessians on this side. Remember, it wasn't actually the British, it was mercenaries from Germany, well, a Germanic area. And so here's their commander over here. Maybe a map. I'll probably want a map with the Delaware River, where Washington and his army crossed at night to attack on Christmas. Maybe, how about a sequence of events? I don't just want random facts. I want to use facts to tell a story in a meaningful way. So I'll include some events on here to be determined. And then I'll turn this in. This is perfectly fine. I don't have to have all the facts selected yet. I don't have to have all the pictures of the people that I want picked out yet. What I need from you is to show me that you have a rough idea of what you're going to do, so that a couple days before the project's due, you're not thinking, oh no, what do I need to put on there? You're thinking, okay, I need to find a picture of George Washington. I need to find a picture of the Hessian commander. I need to find a map of Trenton during the Revolutionary War. Things like that. Let's say you are making a PowerPoint. Let's erase this. If you are making a PowerPoint, what I need you to do on the paper is draw 10 blocks, and these represent your 10 required slides. It'll kind of go off the paper here a little bit. And then you're going to put what's on each side, kind of the topic of each slide. So my title slide will simply tell us it's the Battle of Trenton. And then I may include a map of where it happened, U.S. forces, who's in charge, how many there are, Hessian forces, again, who's in charge, and how many there are of those. May want a diagram of the battle. A few other ideas that might come up later, but anyway, you are just filling in your topic, your big idea for each slide. Remember to avoid large paragraphs of text. You shouldn't have more than 10 or 12 words per slide and no more than 2 or 3 really big pictures on each slide. You want to fill up the slide. We want to make these visually interesting. Last example, let's say you're making a model or some kind of maybe a shadow box or something like that. So on your piece of paper, you would put a model, and then you would draw, or whatever you're going to make. Like, let's say I'm going to make a boat with George Washington in it. The Delaware River. Now, to show me you've done your research, in this example, the boat would need to be the historically accurate type of the historically accurate type of boat, not just the boat that we see in the famous painting that is completely not historically accurate. You would want some people that actually existed in history, perhaps incorporated into your model. Things like that. I know there are other ideas for projects out there, and I can't go into all those right now, so if you have a specific question about your particular project, email me and let me know. Otherwise, just use this as an example. If you're doing a written project, either a skit or a paper or whatever, you should be working on your rough draft instead of doing a design plan, since there's not a whole lot for you to design. It's just going to be words. If you have any questions, as always, email me and I'll set some time aside in class later in the week, definitely on Friday, to address these issues.